The law of conservation of energy is the biggest thing that we will study throughout the year. It's something you always need to keep in mind, and that is energy is never created or destroyed. Energy is not created or destroyed. Know this, love this, but pay attention to what that means. That means you should always be able to figure out where the energy is coming from in a scenario and where it's going to. The energy had to start in something somewhere, and it had to end up somewhere. Okay? This is especially true in that problem we've been considering for the whole year now. When the car drives up the hill, that takes energy, because energy is the ability to do work or cause change, and it takes work to get a car to move up a hill, which means there's energy involved. That energy came from the gasoline. Gasoline's a compound. It's got a bunch of chemical bonds. It's got a bunch of carbon atoms all bonded together with some hydrogen and oxygen thrown in there too. Okay. Basically what happens is we impart a little bit of spark to this, and that breaks these carbons free, and then they react with oxygen, and they form two double bonds with oxygen. And this just went from unstable, because these bonds are fairly weak, to very, very stable, because these bonds are very, very strong. This combination of atoms is much, much more stable than this, which means we went from having potential energy to less potential energy. This is now very, very stable, so our potential energy went away. But that energy isn't gone. What happened to this is this changed into heat. And remember, heat makes particles move faster. So if we had a closed chamber, and in this chamber we had this burning heat going on, all these particles all of a sudden are bouncing around all over the place, and now they can push this piston down through this cylinder, and now we get motion. And so this heat actually changed one more thing. It changed into motion, which is mechanical energy. A very different process, but a similar process happens when you eat food. You have fuel coming in that's fairly unstable. Your body reacts it with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and a little bit of water, and as a result of increasing the stability, some energy is lost. It's given off as heat, and that gives you the ability to think, that gives you the ability to walk, that gives you the ability to take notes, that gives you the ability to live. It's because you take in energy stored in the bonds in this fuel, react it to make it more stable in this compound, and produce a whole bunch of energy that you can use to live. But you didn't make energy, you got it from your food. And your food didn't make energy either. Eventually, we're going to trace almost all the energy we deal with back to the sun.